welcome to the Schuman Show! It is so wonderful to be here with you tonight. This is the start of our 4th season. Yes, we have become part of the establishment. And as such, we decided that it was high time we got into some merchandising. Cue the perfume DG by DG. Now, if you're wondering what it smells like, picture freshly printed legislation translated into all 24 EU official languages. Now, for those of you that did not have some steep pockets, don't worry, we have a budget version too. Acting DG. Now, happy Rentrée, everyone. It's good to be back. It's been 3 months since our last show, and a lot has happened. So we had the Paris Olympics, which answered the question, what would a horse galloping on jet skis in the water look like? For 3 hours. Oh yes, the French took their mise en scène very literally. But it was a lot of fun. We had Snoop Dogg make badminton very enjoyable. We were treated to a lot of exciting new sports like breakdancing. But by far the most confusing Olympic sport was and remains French politics. If you recall, the French had 2 rounds of elections. The far right won the first one, the socialists won the second one, and somehow Michel Barnier became prime minister. And if you wonder why that is, we can only assume it's because he was the only candidate to swim in the Seine and survive. Now, meanwhile, across the pond, Kamala Harris replaced Joe Biden as the Democratic presidential nominee, which was a shock to everyone, including Biden, every time he remembered. But please, spare a thought for poor Donald Trump. Yes, I know. First, he runs in 2016 just to promote his personal brand, never thinking he would win. Then he wins and he has to do actual work, but makes a huge geopolitical mess. Now he has to run to stay out of prison, and everything was going fine when he was running against an octogenarian. But now he's running against someone hotter and younger. And these are not my words, these are his words. If you recall the interview with Elon Musk, he kept on raving about her Time magazine cover, that she's beautiful, she looks like an actress, she looks like Melania. I guess we know why he pulled out of a second debate. It was too much trouble hiding his boner in the first one. Now, we also found out during that debate that apparently migrants in Ohio are eating the cats and they're eating the dogs. But he better watch out if he makes those claims in Brussels, because the Dog and Cat Alliance will be all up in his business. That's right, people. We have a lobby for everything here. Of course, we had the other usual summer phenomena. We had fires in Southern Europe, we had floods in Northern Europe, and of course, millionaires dying in stupid and expensive ways. Last year, we had the explosion of the Titan on its way to the Titanic. This year, the Bayesian sunk off the coast of Sicily. But on the flip side, this was the one time a boat sank in the Mediterranean that people actually gave a shit about. Oh, you thought that was dark? Let's talk about the Middle East, shall we? No, let's not. We don't really know what to say. We kind of feel powerless when we see what's going on, much like EU diplomats. Although I am told they did say something this time. They condemn in the strongest terms, people, the strongest terms, which, as we all know, is Eurobubble speak for thoughts and prayers. But back to our neck of the woods, it's the beginning of a new legislative term. This is an exciting time to be in Brussels. It only happens once every 5 years, so you better pray for a scandal. Speaking of which, if your spouse ever comes home with a suitcase, make sure you check what's inside. Hashtag Qatargate. We don't yet know who the new commissioner's designate will be, so in the meantime, we have been getting some hints about the power structure because we have all these new portfolios, like Commissioner for Intergenerational Fairness and the Mediterranean. I do have one suggestion for von der Leyen. Maybe we should have a commissioner for scrapping daylight savings time already. I mean, we did vote on it, right? But, of course, this is making us all wonder, what will von der Leyen 2 look like? So here's the organogram from the last commission. and we're pretty sure this is what von der Leyen 2 will look like. That's right. One von der Leyen to rule them all. Now, because it's the start of a new mandate, what we thought we would do is bring us our best-loved sketches from the old mandate to get you all acquainted with the work that happens here at the Brussels Bubble. Some might say we're pretending to work by putting on a best-of sketch show, but at least we're not presenting old concepts and pretending they're new, like the Draghi report. Oh, poor Mario. Before we get started, I'm going to introduce you to some basic concepts. First of all, comatology. This is not a cream you get at Kiehl's. This is actually the process by which EU law is... You know what? Forget about it. You're going to find out soon enough. Let's talk about another very important thing, exki. Exki is a shit food chain. And you will still eat there. And you will hate yourself for it. But you cannot escape. It's everywhere. You cannot escape the carrot. Trust me, I've tried. And finally, at some point, you may go to this place called Place Luxe, and someone might come over and open with a horizontal approach, maybe even a trilogue. But it isn't what you think it is. In fact, we don't know what it is either, but the first sketch is our best guess. Enjoy the Schuman Show, everybody.